What is up, guys? J Rock Freak here, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Otaku Puppy Podcast. I'm back with another YouTube video for you guys. I've been trying to get these coming out on a more regular basis now. Haven't been doing a great job of that, but hopefully this is back to getting things into the flow of things. So hopefully everyone is doing well. Yeah, back with another review this week for you guys. I've been trying to get this review done, for quite a while now. I started watching the anime, and then I would jump to something else, and then I get lost in track and whatnot. But yeah, so finally I was able to get it watched and ready for review. Yeah, so this week, let's just get right into it. Well, first, before I jump into it, little side rambles. I haven't been doing much of anything lately. Did watch the AKB48 Asian Festival. It was really awesome. It was really, really good. If you haven't seen that, you should definitely check it out. Yeah, so besides that, let's just get right into the review here. The anime that we will be discussing today is none other than Akaneiro ni Somaru Saka. This is an anime from 2008. Yeah, 2008. You may or may not have ever heard of this anime. It is based off of a visual novel, as far as I know. Let me double check that really quick, but I believe it is. It goes to like a visual novel, that's for sure. Yeah, well, it actually says manga. I thought somewhere I read that this was a game. It would have made a whole lot more sense if it was a game. So yeah, okay. Not sure where I got that from, but it plays just like a visual novel. There has to be a game somewhere. I refuse to believe there's not a game. I'm sorry about this side ramble here in this, but let's just Google anyway and see if I can find this game somewhere. There we go. There we go. Good old Wikipedia. It is a visual novel from '07. Alright. I thought it was. Alright, now back on to the scheduled review here. Alright, so yeah, it's based off of manga and also based off of a visual novel game, which is very clear when you watch the anime. It's clearly based off of a visual novel. If you've seen Clannad, or if you've seen Dramatical Murder, or Air, things of that nature, that's what this is. Alright, so with Akane is basically about this girl named Yuhi. Yuhi has been told by her father that she is engaged to a young man. They're in high school. She's like, but her father owns this big corporation. One of those things where like, I'm rich, you marry other, we get you engaged to other rich people, keep the money in our family, their big business, our big business, that kind of thing. You see it on TV and stuff a lot and whatnot. So, Yuhi goes to school. She's engaged to this guy, Junichi. So she goes to the school to kind of meet him. First time they meet is on the street. He runs into her by accident and they kiss. He doesn't even know this girl. It just randomly happens. How things randomly happen in anime. And they kiss. She gets angry at him, goes to school, realizes he's there at the school as well, kind of freaks out. They kind of have arguments back and forth. And then when school's over with, she shows up at his house, and she's like, yeah, so we're engaged, I'm moving in. And he's kind of like, huh? Say it again? And so, that's sort of the premise of where the anime goes. She moves in with him and his sister, Minato. They live together. Their parents are off doing his parents are sort of like they're Indiana Jones, male and female version. They're like bounty hunters or something weird. It's crazy. They kind of are out in the jungle doing stuff, blowing up planes and whatnot. So the parents aren't there. They're never there, to be completely honest. So it's just Junichi, Minato, and Yuhi. They all live together because now she's moved in. And so like that's basically the premise of where the anime goes from there. It's them living together And this is around the time the anime starts to really just fall off the rails. Because I was under the impression that what we were getting was Yuhi moving in, and shenanigans occur with her and Junichi as far as her trying to see if he's compatible with her. Trying to see if they're a match, trying to see if, they can have a relationship together. But instead, we get dabbles of that. But instead, what we get is just random shenanigans every episode. It's just like, what random stuff can we do this week? There's an episode where, because there's another character who is named Karen. Karen, her family are rich. She's got extremely wealthy money and whatnot. At first, she's a bully. She's a bully at first when the show first starts. Somewhere and she turns from a bully to a friend. It's never really explained. She kind of joins the little circle. But anyway, she's got money, so she has all these big parties and whatnot. So there's a party on a boat where all the girls dress up fancy, and we start mentioning that Juichi may have a crush on his sister, Anime. So we start dabbling with that. So we're sort of in this triangle with Juichi, Yuhi, and Minato. This sort of just like semi-love circle that they say isn't there. It's like, no, she's my sister, but we always have him looking at his sister. So that's the thing. And so there's this boat party, and it's off the rails. There's another party thing they do. It's sort of just like random event. They go to the beach and all that kind of stuff. It's like random event. And instead of them focusing on him and Yuhi, they focus so much on him and Minato and trying to get them together, or trying to make you think that they're going to get together, which is weird. And so it's just, there's so much focus on that. I was hoping for more of like him and Yuhi going out on dates and crazy things happen. They're going out on a date and something else weird happens. That made more sense. Sorry, if you hear a pause in the audio, I had to stop. I sneezed for a second, so I paused the audio. But yes, that made more sense to me. And so what we end up getting, I'm assuming, is that what they did was they took all the good routes in the game and sort of just was like, let's dabble one or two here and there, put a bunch of bad routes in here and just kind of mix them up in a pot, see what you get. That's what it felt like. It felt like they took the game and sort of just pieced from the game here and there, and nothing made much sense. There's also this girl, Nagomi, who, unless I missed something, no idea why she was recording everything Juichi did. She was recording his stuff on the computer and reporting back to somebody about something, but I don't think they ever fully explained that. So throughout the whole anime, it's just like Juichi starting to fall for Yuhi and vice versa. They do kind of start to like each other. It kind of just happens throughout the anime. They don't really, there's a sit down toward toward episode maybe 8 or 9, maybe 9 or 10, where she does finally express that she is starting to fall in love with him. And then of course it's around the time where Minato is just like, she expresses her feelings as well, and she's like, yeah, you're my brother, but I love you too. Which is again anime. There is though, no, they never say it, and it's never spoken, but Minato mentioned, I believe, that at one point Juichi was not living with her and their parents, so he was living somewhere else, because they talk about how the parents, they were raised in the jungle for a while, they went on different adventures. So I'm under the impression, honestly, that Minato maybe could not have even been his real sister. They never say it. She's always known as his sister. There's pictures of them as little children, but there's just a vibe that I got. It's like maybe she wasn't really his sister, but for anime purposes, have him fall in love with his sister. Why not? That makes way more sense, right? So, let's just do that. And so, toward the end, around episode 11, he does go meet the parents in like a weird 5-second encounter. They blow up a plane. He's there. He speaks to the father for like a second. Dad's like, we can't stay. You're doing well. And they go off into the sunset. It wasn't needed. The parents weren't needed in the anime, period. And then, so, towards the end, episode 12, we decide who he picks. As far as, like, because Yuhi and Minato have a conversation with each other, basically express how they feel. And then, they're best friends now, and like, he's got to pick one of us. Good luck to you. Good luck to you as well. I mean, that's what it is. That's what it bound up to being. And so, towards the end, he picks one of them, and then we kind of go from there. It's not a great anime. It's not terrible. I didn't want to spoil anything. I just stopped you right there. It's not a terrible anime. I've seen animes like this before. It's your typical comedy, slice of life, a little bit of ecchi in there. I mean, it's based off a visual novel. If you've seen those before, you know what you're getting. It's not that it's not funny. It just feels forced most of the time, and that's my problem with it. It was almost like, let's dabble in a little bit of brother-sister love. Let's dabble in a little bit of, he finds Juichi creepy. Let's sprinkle that in. Let's sprinkle in the character with a lot of money so they can do a lot of weird, crazy stuff. Let's sprinkle that in. Let's sprinkle in the creepy girl who is Nigami, who is sneaking around in the background. Let's sprinkle that in. It was just random stuff. Oh yeah, there is episode 2 where they go in search of the haunted ghost in the school who turns out to just be Nagami. It's just her. Like, she's just creeping around the school at nighttime, and they find her. But that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's unnecessary stuff like that. It's just, like, why does nobody at the school know this girl's creepy? Like it's pretty obvious that she slinks around a lot, right? So, I don't know. It's not terrible. If you found it funny, I 100% get it. I could understand. Normally, I would love this kind of anime. Normally, this would be like probably high on my list. This one just isn't. For some reason, it just does not cut the mustard. Looking at the character list, there is a teacher too, Sejiro, who toward episode, maybe toward the end of 11 or 12, shows up and like helps Jurichi out. He's like, I know you're going through some things. Let's go out into the woods and whatnot. So he pulls up on his motorcycle, grabs Jurichi. They go out in the woods, and he turns on like full flirt mode. And he's like telling Jurichi how he's in love with him and all this kind of stuff. And he's like, What are you doing? And he's like, you don't like the aggressive male type? It's like, no. And that was legitimately hilarious. That was really funny. But otherwise, the show is it's average at best. I don't know where you can watch it legally. I believe Crunchyroll has it, but don't quote me on that. Otherwise, just doing a little bit of Googling. It's not too hard to find. Most places seem to have it. As far as I can tell, I found it on multiple places. So a little bit of Googling and you'll be good to go. But yeah. So, do I recommend it? Not really, but I say check it out. You may get a good laugh out of it. It is sub. There is no dub. But yeah, it's not the worst thing ever, but it's also not great. I gave it a 5 on my anime list, so it's average. But yeah, so that is my review of Akaneiro ni Somaru Saka. There is an OVA I noticed as well. And so, on that other little podcast, or Otaku Puppy audio version, I do OVA reviews. So, guess what's getting added to that list? Yeah, Akaneiro ni Somaru Saka Hardcore. So, yeah, go on over to the audio podcast and hear my review on the OVA, so we can see how that goes. I will say, if it's like 11 Eyes, It'll be amazing. The 11 Eyes OVA is top tier. Top tier. It's so good. If you have not seen 11 Eyes OVA, skip the anime. Skip all that stuff. Skip that. Burn it. All of it. The OVA though, whew, it's so good. It's so good. So yeah, do that. Check that out. So yeah, I'll be back hopefully soon with another discussion. I want to discuss what I'm watching for the season. So I'll come back with that. And then maybe a little discussion on visual novels that should be animes. So check that out as well. So until next time, hope everybody stays safe, stays well, have a great week, day, all that good stuff. So yeah, so until next time, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button or dislike button. That's fine as well. Leave me a comment below. Have you seen Akane? If you have, what do you think of it? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Let me know below in the comments below. And yeah, until next time. Oh, also follow me on Instagram, Otaku Puppy Podcast. There all the time uploading whatnot. Check out the blog. New posts coming very soon. I think that's all for the plugs. Yeah, I believe that is it. So yeah, until next time. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So until next time, Maho out.